Good morning, it's Jonathan Barratt with the morning debrief for Thursday, 18th of March. What sort of night was it last night? PPI out in the States was pretty low. A little bit of a concern because we're not getting really any real growth there. Good to see inflation numbers low. We've got CPI out tomorrow. A little bit of a concern, I feel, but the market's obviously taking that as a positive note. I would have liked to have seen the producer prices up just a fraction there. Anyway, let's see what CPI. Overall, had a bit of a draw in inventories in crude as well, and that caused a little bit of a support back to the crude market. Gold came off a little bit. US dollar very mixed. Dollar index quite interesting where that is at the moment. I'll show you a chart of that. Softs a little bit firmer. So all over, I think the market's just waiting back for leading indicators and the CPI tonight in the States to see what actually will occur, particularly for the Dow. But the Dow did edge out a good night, and so did our market. Let's have a look at some of the closes. Okay, as we can see, the Dow's up, closed up 47 points at 10,733. The S&P was up 6, the Nasdaq up 11. Looking across to Europe, an unreasonable positive night there as well. The Stoke was up 25, the FTSE up 24, the DAX 53, and the CAC 18. Looks like it is certainly a positive flavour last night. I guess the major points there, stocks, the Dow, 17-month high. It's right on its high. We've got to be convinced that it's going to break through. If it does, then we're into a new and higher range for it. Bernanke, a few comments there. You should not be too big to fall. And also Greek keeps the IMF option open as well, even though the Euro zone will support them. As we mentioned there, PPI down the bottom you can see, producer prices in the US fall more than forecast. It is a concern for me looking at that, mainly because you want to see a little bit of life, and any producer prices or any CPI should show life in the economy. Two major things we look at, whether or not we've got any signs of inflation, and that is a sign of life out there, and also what the unemployment rates are doing. And obviously unemployment remaining high, but if we've got no growth, then we're no pressure on prices, and as a result of that, we've got to question that recovery. Anyway, that's food for thought. Right, let's have a look at just the general closes in some of the other markets. So pull that up. There we go. Local market, the SPI overnight had a positive session. SPI closed at where are we? Just it looks like it's 40. I don't know where that close is correct, but that'll be for today. Looks like it might be closed at around about that 48. I think it's about the SPI closed at 48.95. So that does, in my mind, indicate that we've had a bit of a breakout towards the top side. That's this area here. That's the old high we've got to be mindful of, which is 49.33. Break through that area, then we can conclude that we will be going for a new and higher range. So just keep that in the back of your mind, and equities will be king. Okay, so just look at that. But in the meantime, let's have a look at dollar index. Dollar index 79.88. As you can see, we've been doing a lot of work on that, and on the chart, still consolidating here. But this move here, just in the back of my mind, I just feel as if it's a consolidation move to the top side, not the actual downside. But look at this hourly here. There it is there. And, you could actually see that there's a double bottom here. Let's put it this way. If you didn't know what the product was, you'd actually have to look to buy it. Okay, how will that affect some of the other currencies? There we are with the Aussie. Aussie up the top side. See what happens. No real signs. If that is the case, the dollar, that will come lower. Euro 37.39 after a top there at 38. We are still long there, but I am getting a little bit nervous, and I probably might reduce positions and or take them out today. I'm not really convinced what's happening in there. Looking across at some of the others, gold had a late close last night. In fact, I'll just check that. I don't think that's a real market for it. We closed around about 11.20, but if it is around 11.24, that's positive. Silver 17.47. Just having a look at crude. Crude had a bit of a draw in inventories last night as well, and as you can see, it's holding onto those gains. And it is holding onto those gains, and we might actually see it break to that 83 level, which is very important. Having a look at some of the other commodities, we had a quick mention of wheat during the week, and that's continuing to show good dividends. That's up a little bit, and you can see by the chart here showing quite strong from the report we had on Monday. And I think if we can get a bit of a lift there, you can just have a look there, that it looks actually quite strong. and I wouldn't mind actually buying some wheat when you know where your stop is on that. So that seems to me to be okay. All right, copper is another one I want to quickly have a look at. Copper in itself, there you go, a bit of a positive note, looking strong. We're wrong if it breaks through that level, but we are long 330, and we want to see it break through that 345 sometime tonight, and if that's the case, then I'm a little bit more comfortable. I am happy with the way it's been trading. It's not going down, so perhaps we could actually see it continue to trade higher. What do we have in terms of outlook? In terms of economic outlooks, and we've got, just click that over to tonight. Most important, we've got ANZ consumer confidences today, leading indicators in Japan, M4 in UK, and here we are, CPI and leading indicators in the States. Obviously, those ones are all very important there. So, yeah. So as you can see, there's a little bit tonight. Let's see what happens. I think the markets are on the brink of a very important move. Let's be very close to it because there could be some really good opportunities. And I think, as you know, the positions I have at the moment, doing okay on the euro, which I'm thinking of squaring. Still long sugar, had a little bit of a bounce there last night, so I'm comfortable there. Cotton we looked at, and I went in last night on some cotton, very small position there. I did that via an ETF, just purely because I wanted to manage it differently. And gold we're looking at, and also wheat we're looking at. On the SPY, I have got a pretty bad position at the moment, so a little bit of ice in the belly, as an old trader wants to talk to me. Let's see how that trades today, but I probably might have to close it out with a loss. That's about it for me. I hope you have a great day, and we'll certainly talk to you tomorrow.